How's it going, pals? This is Ernest, and welcome to a different type of video for Wwe 2K18. I'm actually going to do my roster for my universe, and I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna do my universe on the channel or what, but I thought, you know what, this would be a cool way for, me to talk about Wwe 2K18 a little bit, show you my roster, speak a little bit about what I do. If you haven't before, last year I posted my universe on Tumblr for a while, so, that's what I did all the way up until I quit. So, yeah. So if you want to catch up on anything, there's a lot there, but as we're going through, I'll kind of explain little things to you. So basically what I'm going to do in this video is I am going to do a draft. My drafts consist of a few things. Sometimes I will draft a person, like if I wanted to keep a tag team, I couldn't even think of it at the top of my head, but if I wanted to keep a tag team, then I might draft them all at once. Like, for instance, if Big E gets drafted to whatever, then I will draft them all at once, and then so on and so forth. There is a few people in here that I did draft myself. I'll just say this part. Like, for instance, my champion, my ROH champion is Cesaro. So he'll be drafted, of course, to ROH. But I just wanted to just get it out here that I have ROH, NXT, and SmackDown for my current brand rosters, and that's what we're going to go over today. In no way, shape, or form is any of this like real WWE at the moment, of course, because I'll have ROH. But what happened, basically, I'll just give a quick rundown, is that SmackDown, of course, and NXT and all that was owned by Vince McMahon. But Vince McMahon got into a little tobacco, and he needed somebody... Tobacco? Is that what I just said? And he needed somebody to, get him out of it. Paul Heyman is the one that got him out of it, and he got 50% of, the shows, which was Raw at that time. Well, he wanted to piss Vince McMahon off, so he changed it to from Raw to ROH because Vince always said, Raw is the longest running show. Well, he wanted to end that and put ROH in there. And I just think it's a pretty cool, unique thing. And, well, maybe not unique, but I think it's a pretty cool way for me to, have a SmackDown versus ROH type of thing and see who, does this. It's still a brand. It's not a different company. But... it's kind of a cool little different way to do it other than Raw and SmackDown. So, yeah. But that's basically all I need to say. So, right now I want to announce the owners and then the GMs. Now, the GMs, other than NXT, because I didn't have NXT last year, but other than NXT, the ROH and SmackDown GMs and owners was the same. I just explained the owners, but the GMs were different. The GMs were the same, but of course, NXT GM is different. So, for ROH, the owner is Paul Heyman. And then the GM is Bret the Hitman Hart. Now, the reason for this is because I had this little thing on SmackDown, of course, talking about the Montreal screw job, and he wanted to screw Vince McMahon back. Very simple storyline, but I thought I would, use it because, it works, and we had a different Bret Hart model that wasn't being used, so I was like, there's my GM. Because, I used him in promos and things and act like, he's setting up a match. So, simple like that. So on SmackDown, the owner, of course, is Vince McMahon. And the GM is Shane McMahon. No surprise there, but Vince wanted somebody he could trust. So Shane McMahon got the job. For NXT, of course, we don't have an owner. It's, owned by Vince McMahon. But the GM is none other than DDP and Mick Foley. So that's right, NXT does have two GMs, and I thought that would be unique just to see them maybe fight in the end, or maybe they have different opinions, but yeah. So let's get on with the actual roster reveal, or the draft, I guess. And we'll let me explain first of how I'm doing this. So like I said, I do have a few I did draft, but I have this program over here, and I put every single person in here, and I'm going to draw it out and it's also going to, draw out the show. So, yeah. So let's just get right into it and let's start this. It's going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin for SmackDown. Oh, we have our first NXT, and it will be Jack Gallagher. Another SmackDown with Christian. Our first woman on SmackDown is Nia Jax. And our second woman on SmackDown, Brie Bella. ROH isn't getting any love right now. Then we have, once again, on SmackDown, Big E. So that also means that we will have the rest of the New Day, Xavier Woods, and we'll also have Kofi Kingston on SmackDown, because I want to keep them together. Another female for SmackDown, Alexa Bliss. Okay, I don't know if this is broken or not, but another female for SmackDown, Naomi. Now, I do want y'all to know that you don't have to worry. This program is built so that it will separate them evenly, or as close as it could get, depending on how many numbers there are. So it's okay. And we have another NXT superstar, Titus O'Neil. And finally, the first ROH person, Samoa Joe. And the first ROH woman, Natalya. And another SmackDown superstar, Enzo Amore. And as well, I still want Enzo and Cass to be a team, at least for right away, because, they were in my last universe. So, also, Big Cass. Oh, for NXT, Rhino. For ROH, Charlotte Flair. And again for ROH, Rich Swann. A huge one for ROH, Kevin Nash. And you know what? Just for that, we're going to add the Outsiders back, and we're going to put in Scott Hall in ROH. And one big guy after another one, The Big Show joins ROH. And Neville makes it to the main roster on ROH. And another one for SmackDown, Sin Cara. And we got another female for ROH, Alicia Fox. And another one for Ring of Honor that's probably a big one for a lot of people, Bray Wyatt. Oh, a nice one for ROH, TJ Perkins. And another one for NXT, Roderick Strong. And we already mentioned before, but I'll mention again, Cesaro's on ROH. Oh my God, a big one, but it actually makes sense. Brock Lesnar is on ROH, of course, because, you know, Paul Heyman, so I'm glad that happened. I didn't even think of that. I just thought of it now, so I'm glad it happened. Kane is on ROH as well. That's actually a big one. I wanted that one to be random just so I didn't know where they would go. So, you know what? Since Kane is there, Undertaker and Kane was a tag team in my universe last year. So, as well, Ring of Honor gets The Undertaker. Oh wow, and not to be outdone, The Rock is on SmackDown. And there it is, Alexander Wolf is on NXT. So of course we gotta take the rest of Sanity. So it's Alexander Wolf. It is Eric Young. It is Killian Dane. And Sawyer Fulton. Along with Nikki Cross. And next up we have another NXT female, Alundra Blaze. And SmackDown gets another tag team, first off with Victor. And of course his tag team partner in Ascension, Connor. And ROH is about to get a little more hype because Mojo Rawley joins him. Now, once again, Mojo Rawley has a tag team partner in the Hype Bros, so Zack Ryder will be joining Mojo in ROH. And then I said this, but it's no surprise really. Shane Thorne is in NXT with, of course, his tag team partner, Nick Miller. Oh, here's a big one. SmackDown has gained Shawn Michaels. ROH gets another big female, and it's Paige. Dolph Ziggler will be joining SmackDown. And The Godfather joins ROH. Christian might have joined SmackDown, but Edge joins ROH. I left this one to be random, but this is fine. No Way Jose goes to NXT. Maurice joins ROH. Tyson Kidd joins NXT. A huge signing for SmackDown, Mickie James. And I put this one because I wanted to get use out of him and try to push him a little. Cedric Alexander is in NXT. Becky Lynch joins SmackDown. Fandango is also joining the SmackDown roster. And with that, of course, he has a tag team partner in Tyler Breeze. Bo Dallas will be joining NXT. Darren Young will also be joining NXT. Primo is joining ROH. And of course, with Primo comes Epico. After that, we also have Chad Gable joining ROH. And going off of Universe last year, Jason Jordan follows. And I set this one up because I'm going to try to do something with him. Cassius Ohno joins NXT. Heath Slater also joins him in NXT. And once again, another NXT roster member, Hideo Itami. Oh, and I actually left this one random, but I mean, it's his home. Bobby Roode's in NXT. Carl Anderson is in ROH, and of course his tag team partner, Luke Gallows, joins him. And of course, in my universe, their leader is Roman Reigns, and they're all a part of the Roman Empire. Speaking of tag teams, another one, Jimmy Uso to Ring of Honor. And of course, his brother, Jey Uso. This is a big one for SmackDown, Sheamus. And another big female for SmackDown, Emma. And a huge SmackDown signing with Eddie Guerrero. I left this one random, but he showed up in the right place with Kurt Hawkins on NXT. Oh, this is huge, and this was random. Kurt Angle is on SmackDown. Albert is on SmackDown as well. A huge signing for SmackDown, Sasha Banks. SmackDown's getting on a roll right now with Randy Orton. And they're still going with Seth Rollins on SmackDown. I said this one, Billy Kay is on NXT. I said this one as well, but Ember Moon is on NXT. Rob Van Dam is joining the Ring of Honor roster. Makes sense with Paul Heyman. Luke Harper joins Ring of Honor as well. So that means Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt is on the same show. SmackDown has Sting. Ring of Honor, though, picked up Chris Jericho. But SmackDown has Batista. SmackDown also has Jacqueline. Ring of Honor has Aiden English. I said this one, Grand Metalik is on NXT. Kevin Owens is on SmackDown. Dean Ambrose is on Ring of Honor. Baron Corbin joins SmackDown. Johnny Gargano joins NXT. And since he's in NXT, with him as his tag team partner in DIY, it will be Tommaso Ciampa. And I left this one random, but she's with her tag team partner. It's Peyton Royce. And SmackDown gets Sami Zayn. Where ROH gets Trish Stratus. SmackDown gets Rusev. NXT gets Dana Brooke. NXT also gets Dash Wilder. And of course, with his tag team partner, Scott Dawson. ROH gets Nikki Bella. ROH also gets Alita. NXT gets Ivory. NXT also gets Curtis Axel. But Stephanie McMahon joins ROH. I left that random. I gotta figure out how to do that. Maybe she wants to make, like she's gonna be on the show to make sure everything goes right. Who knows? I don't know. I'll figure it out. Here's a big one. Ring of Honor gets Finn Balor. This was random, but NXT gets Asuka. NXT also gets Summer Rae. SmackDown gets the Brian Kendrick. AJ Styles joins Ring of Honor. R-Truth goes to SmackDown. Carmella goes to SmackDown. Oh, here's a big one. SmackDown gets Braun Strowman. Another big one. Jinder Mahal goes to SmackDown. Following along, Kalisto goes to SmackDown. I said this one, but Akam goes to NXT, and he is joined by his tag team partner, of course, which is Razor. I left this one random, but Shinsuke Nakamura joins NXT. Bayley joins Ring of Honor. Noam Dar joins SmackDown. The Miz joins Ring of Honor. Goldust follows him as well, and he's on the Ring of Honor roster. Once again on Ring of Honor is Big Boss Man. Here's a big one depending on how you look at it. Daniel Bryan goes to SmackDown. Triple H joins SmackDown. John Cena joins SmackDown. Tamina joins the Ring of Honor roster. Apollo Crews joins the Ring of Honor roster. Mark Henry is with SmackDown. Ty Dillinger joins Ring of Honor. I said this one, but Eric Rowan is on SmackDown, and that's because he is the champion. Akira Tozawa is also on SmackDown. Alright, there you go, pals. That was all of my roster reveal. That was every single person on each show. Let me know what you think about in the comments below. There was a lot of random things there that I would change, but that's kind of the fun of it because you could just throw them in there and try to figure out what you're going to do with them. I'm not sure because I have a list right in front of me where every time it draws, it gives, it puts it on the list. And it looks like a pretty evenly list. I think SmackDown has a couple more people. I can't really tell. I'd say, yeah, they probably have. Actually, I don't know. Because I don't know, but I know NXT doesn't have as much, and that's good because I didn't want them to have as many. So, yeah, there's quite a few in there. There's tag teams that's, fit. And, yeah, I'm really excited about getting this started. Let me know in the comments below. Would you like to see anything on my universe? Would you rather go on Tumblr and look at it? Because all I'll be doing is pictures. I won't be doing videos for Universe. That would be way too time consuming. And that's like one of my favorite things to do is play Universe on Wwe 2K18 or 2K games in general, I guess, because I haven't played 18 yet. Who knows? It might be horrible. But let me know how you liked anything like this. I wanted to put a little bit of flair in it and maybe a little work because all the pictures you've seen here today I made. I sit down and done it for 3 days. Well, 2 days actually. This will be the third day that I'm recording this. So if you liked it, then please hit the like button for all my work. And as always, you could be a pal and subscribe. We'll be right back.